the engines roar, the tires scream. Fast as lightning, it's the dream. Speed and drama, every turn on NFR, the rubber burns. Feel the thrill of every bend, where the champions transcend. Feel the power at NFR, burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Fernando calls the play on NFR every race day. Commentary sharp and loud, hyping up the roaring crowd. Feel the power at NFR, burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Now Fernando calls the play on NFR at race day. Commentary sharp and loud, hyping up the roaring crowd. Feel the power at NFR, burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Deaf Queen, the top supporter scene, in the crowd where speed is keen. NFR, the place to be. Join the race, watch and see.
Red line, it's on tonight. Under the lights, burning so bright. Feel the heat, can you feel it? Can you feel the heat? Oh yeah. Red line racing Thursday night. Thursday night. Red line racing, gonna be alright. Alright. Red line racing, drive, just drive. Red line racing, live. Drama, drama on the track. No looking back. Gotta attack. Oh yeah. Feel the heat. Can you feel it? Can you feel the heat? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Red line racing Thursday night. Thursday night. Red line racing, gonna be alright. Alright. Red line racing, drive, just drive, just drive. Red line racing, alive, alive. Red line racing Thursday night. No looking back. Gotta attack. Feel the heat. Can you feel it? Can you feel the heat? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Red line racing Thursday night. Thursday night. Red line racing, gonna be alright. Alright. Red line racing, drive, just drive, just drive. Red line racing, alive, alive.
In the quiet lanes of Silverstone town, folks are whispering about a boy falling down. Got a seat from his daddy, money's the king. Driving that Williams ain't like riding free. Tires spin, engines roar, but the podium's far. His wheels hit the gravel, now there's damage to the car. Got the world at his feet, yet he fumbles the lead. His dreams race away, but he's not in the speed. Daddy's money, daddy's ride, crashing dreams, nowhere to hide. Bought him a name that can't buy a skill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill. Now he's got his own team with a famous name. Aston Martin's the brand, but it's still the same shame. Every corner, every turn, the crashes unfold. Dreams wrapped in carbon fiber, truth left untold. Paddock folks shake their heads with a sigh as the green car spins and the hopes run dry. No matter the funds, it's a harsh game of pain. $1 million toys can't shelter the rain. Daddy's money, daddy's ride, crashing dreams, nowhere to hide. Bought him a name but can't buy a skill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill. Daddy's money, daddy's ride, crashing dreams, nowhere to hide. Bought him a name but can't buy a skill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill. Can't hide. ZFR, the pulse, the sound. Nothing that'll cause it round by round. Highs and lows, the thrill, the sting, the viewers return. Let the madness begin. A champion crowned, season's knife. Broadcast the roar, the passion, the pain. An NF artist in the storm and the rain. ZFR, the pulse, the sound. Nothing that'll cause it round by round. Highs and lows, the thrill, the sting, the viewers return. Let the madness begin. Thursday night lights blur the track. Engines scream, fight back, fight back. Rubber burns, dreams collide. The circuit's a beast we can't hide. Chasing shadows round the bend. Where does it stop, when does it end? Red line racing, hearts on fire, chasing glory, chasing wire. Every turn a story breaking. Thursday night, the ground is shaking. Sweat-stained hands grip the wheel. 1,000 truths, none feel real. Rivals whisper, curses fly. Wings clipped, engines cry. Flicker of red, a flash of gold. Victory's price never told. Oh, oh, oh. Red line racing, hearts on fire, chasing glory, chasing wire. Every turn a story breaking. Thursday night, the ground is shaking. Flicker of red, a flash of gold. Victory's price never told. Victory's price never told. Red line racing, hearts on fire, chasing glory, chasing wire. Every turn a story breaking. Thursday night, the ground is shaking.
Max the Maverick. He rolls to the grid, eye sharp as a blade. A storm in the cockpit, never afraid. Teammates tremble, they can't keep pace. Max takes the wheel, owns every race. From car to crown, he carved his way. A predator born to slay the day. The records fall, the doubters fade. A legend's forged, the price is paid. Max Verstappen, king of the fight. Burning the track in the dead of night. Outruns the pack, leaves them behind. Fastest heart with a mastermind. Not the quickest car, but he still shines. Bends the rules, rewrites the lines. Max Verstappen, hear the roar. The champ who always begs for more. Are born, they tried their best, but Max just laughs, aces the test. He dances through corners, a devil's art. Tears up the field, rips it apart. Red Bull's wings, they used to soar. Now it's Max who evens the score. The car's not prime, the rivals grin, but he still finds a way to win. Max Verstappen, king of the fight. Burning the track in the dead of night. Outruns the pack, leaves them behind. Fastest heart with a mastermind. Not the quickest car, but he still shines. Bends the rules, rewrites the lines. Max Verstappen, hear the roar. ground, night bleeds, neon in the rear view. Thursdays, heat, rubber streaks, smell the fear too. Grid fly, rivals glare, tension so thick. Paddock whispers, who's fast, who's slick. Flags drop, hearts pound like pistons in sync. Shadows of glory vanish in a blink. Crimson streaks cutting curves, a red-lit stage. Dreams combust, every lap turns the page. Red line racing, where legends ignite. Under Thursday's moon, engines bite. Drama burns, hotter than a track on fire. Speed chases fame, fueled by desire. Pit crews scrambling strategies, chess moves. Seconds slip faster than a final groove. Road racer takes risk, tires kiss the edge. Sponsors bet fortunes on that concrete ledge. Rookies crash hopes, veterans hold the wheel. Deals in the dark, secrets they conceal. One champion crowned, but the scars remain. Throttle through the heartbreak, glory and pain. Night races hold secrets, whispers and roars. Victory tastes sweeter behind closed doors. Engines ground, night bleeds, neon in the rear view. Thursdays, heat, rubber streaks, smell the fear too. Grids line, rivals glare, tension so thick. Paddock whispers, who's fast, who's slick. Flags drop, hearts pound like pistons in sync. Shadows of glory vanish in a blink. Crimson streaks cutting curves, a red-lit stage. Dreams combust, every lap turns the page. Red line racing, where legends ignite. Under Thursday's moon, engines bite. Drama burns, hotter than a track on fire. Speed chases fame, fueled by desire. Scrambling strategies, chess moves. Seconds slip faster than a final groove. Road racer takes risk, tires kiss the edge. Sponsors bet fortunes on that concrete ledge. Rookies crash hopes, veterans hold the wheel. Deals in the dark, secrets they conceal. One champion crowned, but the scars remain. Throttle through the heartbreak, glory and pain. Night races hold secrets, whispers and roars. Victory tastes sweeter behind closed doors.
Like a shooting star, the engines roar, the tires scream. Fast as lightning, it's the dream. Speed and drama, every turn on NFR. The rubber burns, feel the thrill of every bend, where the champions transcend. Feel the power at NFR. Burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR. Calls to play on NFR every race day. Commentary sharp and loud, hyping up the roaring crowd. Feel the power at NFR. Burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, holy friend. Now Fernando calls to play on NFR at race day.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. Welcome back to NFR. And if you're joining us for the first time, welcome to Thursday nights with Redline Racing. Of course, trying something new tonight. Of course, SKR and SAFRL have become common staples here on the channel. Added a third league. Tonight, Redline Racing making its debut on the channel. Some of the names you will recognize. You will recognize Apple Key, Big T, Top Gun, Virus, Pantry Star, Skulk. Commentated on all of these guys. Maori All Black, Martin. And then Joker, Sugar Bear, and Andre. New to me are Berry. That Whistler. I think that's Whistler. Will. Moosenam. I think that's that. So, I know quite a few drivers on the grid. A few new ones about. If you're here to support one of those drivers I'm not familiar with, then this might be your first visit to the channel. Welcome. Currently riding with the Ferrari. This is the Ferrari of Berry 31. And saying no spikes tonight. That doesn't... I don't see him here. I don't see Skull either. I think Skull did hit not participating earlier on. As for spikes, not quite sure. Waiting now for the first lap times to come up on your screen. I think Virus was the first man over the line to start a timed lap. So let's ride on board with the RB. Got two RBs in the field, two Haas's in the field, 16 drivers. So when the lobby did start, we had 15 drivers. So somebody has been able to squeeze in. Hopefully we still get another one or two before the race begins. The street circuit, nothing like Monaco. Much wider, so much faster. Incredibly long straights, but the barriers, well, that's what it shares with Monaco. Might be a few more escape roads, a few more ways of getting away with it. If you come off at the wrong part of the circuit, you're going to get the same amount of second chances as Monaco. Look at your screens. I just noticed that no one mentioned it in the comment section. Maybe nobody saw it until I did, but raindrops falling down. That means these laps just became crucial. Got an 18-minute qualifying session, but when it's going to get wetter and wetter and wetter, well, it's not an 18-minute qualifying session anymore. Everything comes down probably to the next 5 minutes. This track will get worse. Rip will go away. And the lap times at the first driver's set should become quite unreachable. Virus, quickest driver in the field, 27.2. We've got Sugar Bear P2, 27.5. Then another 27.5. That's for Big T. Then 27.8 for Maori All Black. 28.2 Skulk. That's P5. Berry P6, Top Gun P7, make it P8. Busy race circuit. And that's because everybody understands how important the beginning of qualifying is. We might see a situation where we have a very quiet, boring second half of qualifying. Good evening to Yaku. Good to have you. I see Dexter Killer also here. Jevon here. Of course, Death Queen. Death Queen always here. Good to have you. And she's the only one with her own song. And we've got Anita. We've got Jan. And where is Skull? I asked in the comment section, got no answer. Is he hiding away? This is Appelke P12. Appelke. Forcing me to pronounce things in Afrikaans. Appelke. For some reason, when I try to speak Afrikaans, my voice goes deeper. Appelke. Chicken wing. Another lap time for him. Just yet. I know I raced against this guy a very, very, very long time ago. I think as far back as F125. And that's how I remember him. You can see now, look at that, every single driver in the top 11 sitting in the pits. 2 of them have retired, Skulk from P5, Virus from P1. I think those drivers just know there's no improvement on the cards. The track's only going to get slower from here. If you've got a decent lap time, you're probably going to call it a day and start focusing on the race. The drivers at the back here, they will still be jockeying for positions. 2 drivers with no lap times, Chicken Wing on an out lap, and Moosnam, I think he is trying to get his first time lap of the evening. Welcome to Ubuntu. To have so many of the regulars coming back for Thursday night. Riding with Pantry Star, one of the 2 Red Bulls here tonight. 16 drivers. At some point I'll try and figure out who's missing their teammates. You can see there's just the 1 Ferrari, the 1 Alpine. I think there's just the 1 Williams. And I'm not sure who else is missing. There's 1 more in there. You can figure it out, let me know. Sugar Bear currently in P2 on an out lap. He's decided to go out on the intermediate tyre, which is interesting. He's not going to be able to improve on that 27.5, but maybe trying to get some practice in the rain. What does that tell us about the race? Is he expecting a little bit of rain in the race? Is that why he's doing a few extra laps on the intermediate? Let me know in the comment section if any of you are in communication with one of the drivers. You know anything about the weather going into the race? Of course, we had about 4 or 5 minutes of dry running in qualifying. And as the session goes on, the track gets wetter and wetter and therefore slower and slower. What does that mean for the race? We could have a sunny, no problems race, or we could have more of this. Nita deleted her message before I could read it. Welcome to Captain Slow, another contributor to the comment section, another driver I've commentated on. I asked the question. I got a reply in Dutch. Maybe a Max Verstappen fan, but I have not learned how to speak Dutch. Let's see. What does that say? Son skyn al die pad. Huh? Son skyn al die pad. Figure out what that means in a sec. Ah, it's sunshine all the way. Captain Slow giving me a more accurate translation. The sun are shining. Are sun. Oh wow, the sun are shining. I like that. The sun are shining. Chicken wing, 1 minute 46.2. I think for this driver, he just left things a little bit too late, and when he did get going for his first run, well, the track was already in terrible condition. I like it when you guys type stupid stuff, because then I can say stupid stuff and not sound stupid because I'm just reading. Quiet qualifying session, as we said earlier on. As soon as we saw the rain starting to come down, knew there wasn't going to be too much running in the second half of qualifying. In fact, only 5 drivers have chosen to stay in the session. 3 of them are sitting in the pits. Whistler and Berry, they're both out on track. Currently 7 and 8, 28-9, 29-2. Very evenly matched between the two. There we go. Now all the translations are coming through. Getting my very own lesson in Dutch. Max would be proud. Well, will you look at that? Absolutely nothing. Chicken Wing has retired from the session. That means we are going to end qualifying early. The 18 minutes was not required. There are your results. Virus P1, Sugar Bear P2, then Big T3, Maori All Black P4, Skull P5, Martin P6, Whistler 7, Berry 8, Joker Clan 9, and Top Gun will make up the top 10. Outside the top 10 with a bit of work to do, Will P11, Pantry Star 12, then Andre 13, Applecay 14, Moose Nam 15, and Chicken Wing will go from the rear of the field. Of course, now we will swiftly move over to the race. One difference here at Redline, if the drivers are listening, just a reminder. Difference here at Redline is there is an enforced 5-minute break between the end of quali and the start of the race, which means the drivers should sit on the grid for a minimum of 5 minutes, when the lobby host will then ready up and we will get the timer. So a 5-minute break for everybody to go get a drink or have a quick smoke, whatever the case may be. Maybe they'll just be sitting there looking at turn 1, getting mentally prepared. Of course, on Tuesday night we had SAFRL Season 13 Round 2, and it was a mystery round, an NFR mystery round, which means the viewers of NFR got to vote. I don't know where all those viewers came from, because we had 120 votes, and well, it was a pretty good race. We got over 200 views on that one. So well done to everybody who took part in Tuesday night, whether you were driving, whether you were on the pole. I'm pretty convinced a few people were using multiple YouTube accounts. You looked at the YouTube analytics, I think it was 92% of all of those votes came from outside sources like WhatsApp links. So all the drivers shared the stream out, and it was a fantastic stream. Now tonight, of course, first time out, Redline Racing, not a brand new league. They have had one season. Of course, that season was not broadcast. Season 2 will be the first season broadcast on this channel. That is your calendar. Of course, round 1, here we are in Miami, 2nd of October. Then next week, they head a little bit north. They go to Montreal in Canada. Round 3, other side of the world, Saudi Arabia, Jeddah, another street circuit. Then we go down to Melbourne. For round 5, we return to the United States. Then a terrible flight plan. Round 6, back to Europe. Round 7, back to the USA. Then round 8, to the other side of the world, Japan. Round 9, again to the other side of the world in Brazil. Then we go to Silverstone, Singapore. And we're going to finish things off where we started, in North America, in Mexico. Speaking of Mexico, Sergio Perez is making his return to Formula One next year. But they were going to have a break. I've got to fill some time here somehow. What about some stats? Here's a Max Verstappen stat. Of course, Max Verstappen recently turned 28. I think his birthday was earlier this week. Race victories at the age of 28. Max Verstappen 67. Sebastian Vettel 40. Michael Schumacher 22. Lewis Hamilton 21. And Fernando Alonso 21. You look at those three very, very close together. Race victories at the age of 28. Schumacher 22. Hamilton 21. Alonso 21. And Max Verstappen in the same amount of time. 67 victories. You think I'm praising Max Verstappen a little bit too much? How's about a stat that goes the other way? I don't know how many of you remember a driver by the name of Antonio Giovinazzi. He used to drive for Alfa Romeo, or Sauber as it was known back then. Antonio Giovinazzi and even Toyota have led more laps in Singapore than Max Verstappen. Toyota have led 5 laps of the Singapore Grand Prix. Antonio Giovinazzi once led 4 laps of the Singapore Grand Prix. Yet Max Verstappen has only led 3 laps. Break was a little shorter than I expected, but we are going to be underway. You get the dual green lights. That means we're going to get the formation lap first up. We'll give all the drivers an opportunity to feel the circuit with a heavier fuel tank. Some of the drivers will be coming into the race a little less prepared than usual. Some of them like to get their laps in under qualifying. Very few laps happened in qualifying because of those conditions. And in some very interesting F1 news, a potential new F1 team to join the grid. And no, I'm not talking about Cadillac. I'm not talking about Sauber becoming Audi. I'm talking about another team which would take us up to 24 drivers. Christian Horner is reportedly exploring a project with many investors. Discussions are in very early stages. If approved, take us up to 24 drivers in the field, and Christian Horner would make quite a shocking comeback. Good evening to Spikes. I believe they were asking for you earlier on in the comment section. Why is Spikes not out on track? Well, there he is. He's in the comment section. Ask him. Seems like Virus has a bit of a gap at the front. Important to back up the field on that formation lap. Those cars just appeared there. Well, those are cars that have misbehaved. Obviously made contact or left the race circuit. Leads to a disqualification, not of the race, just a disqualification of the formation lap. That sends you back to your grid slot, waiting for everyone to get around while your tires get colder and colder. But that was Moose Nam and Chicken Wing. Cold tires won't affect them too much. They are 15 and 16. If they were at the front of the field, they'd be a little bit more concerned. You all know the drill. 5 red lights. And when they go off, we're away. RB versus Williams with 2 Haas in close proximity. One of the Haas has already made up a position, almost went for another. And he has. Big T up into P1. No time wasted. No time wasted. Wanted the lead. Wasn't going to spend any time messing about. The Haas, fantastic start by the Haas team. Started 3 and 4. Mauri's gone up from P4 to P3, and Big T from P3 to P1. Just like Max Verstappen at the Nürburgring on Saturday. Started his debut GT3 race in P3. Led the race after turn 1 and never relinquished the lead. We have a 10-second penalty. Quick look at the track. Of course, this is an issue that came into the game relatively recently. It followed a patch. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you look at the top left of your screen, it says caution in Sector 1. It should suggest somebody's gone off the circuit. No overtaking in that sector. But it's not a caution in Sector 1. This is a full course safety car. You can see the entire... Is it a full course safety car? It was a virtual safety car. So I do apologize. I don't get the right notifications on the screen. And whoa, what a way to start. What a way to start. Virus, 10-second penalty with a severe collision with Big T. What is going on? We've got a caution in Sector 3. Let's go and look at that Haas. Is there any damage to the Haas? Looks like Big T will get away without any damage, unless there's damage to the rear wing that we don't know about. The front wing seems to be intact. As for Virus is in the pits. Hopefully he doesn't retire. So much can happen in a race, regardless of if you're at the back or not. Points can always be on the horizon. The moment you retire, well, then you've got no chance of points. Big T, 1.8 seconds is the lead. 1.8 seconds is the lead, early stages. But the drivers will not even get a shot of DRS. Talking about Big T, and I should be talking about Mauri All Black. I'm getting confused between the Haas drivers. Wouldn't Haas love to see this in real life? One Haas breaking away at the front, the other one challenging for P2. Mauri leads the way, 1.3 seconds. Skulk now the man in P2 for Mercedes. Commentated on Skulk on Tuesday night as well. In fact, over on Tuesday night, Skulk drives for McLaren, and you won't believe what his teammate's called. His teammate is Skulk. It's the Skulk McLaren F1 team. Fighting now with Big T. Appelke at the rear of the field. Anita asking what is wrong with Appelke. Well, he has retired from the session. You can see his name down there in P16 and he's been grayed out. I think that he was the trigger for the virtual safety car we saw earlier. Riding with Big T. Riding behind Skulk. He will get DRS. He's going to go for the overtake. He's going to make the overtake easily before they get to the corner. Gets himself parked in front of that Mercedes. Make sure the Mercedes can't come back at him. Stifles his momentum. In MotoGP, you call that a block pass. He's saying that he got rammed. Not what you want to hear. Was that at... I think Appelke was the cause of the virtual safety car. Appelke can tell me who was the other car involved. Mauri leads the way from his teammate. It's a Haas 1-2. What a start to the season this would be for Haas if they're able to bring it to the end like this. Skulk P3, Whistler, he's just made up a position. Goes up into P4, gets around Sugar Bear. Nice overtaking. 3-second penalty goes the way of Chicken Wing. Some penalties already popping up on your screen. You got Pantry Star in P6. Then the pair of Alpines. Pink and Pink, Andre and Joker Clan. Was this another team to watch for 2026? Apparently, that Alpine chassis, there isn't much wrong with it. Really all comes down to that lack of power from the Renault engine. And we know that next year, Alpine will be dropping the Renault engine in favor of the Mercedes. Aston Martin will be taking... Aston Martin will be going to Honda. That means there's a set of Mercedes engines available. And those will be taken up. And of course, Cadillac will be taking up a set of Ferrari engines. Mauri leads the way, but now the gap between the teammates coming down just 0.7 of a second. Let's bring some information up on your screens. See who's on what tire. That's going to be an interesting one. Two Haas drivers very close together on circuit, both on the medium compound, so identical strategies. I'm sure these teammates will be in communication. What do they do? Of course, racing as a team. This is not League v League. You've watched this channel for a while, you would have seen the League v League Championship, and that's where drivers work as a team and not as individuals. But in round one, you are still very much individuals. Remember, the championship is a clean slate. And if you plan on winning the championship, you're not going to do so by bowing to a teammate. In P3, Skulk now starting to fall into the clutches of the cars behind. Aston Martin, Whistler looking to make up a position, just half a second adrift. Then you get Sugar Bear, another half a second adrift. Then a bit of a gap down to Pantry Star in P6. He's in a bit of a race of his own, really. 3 seconds away from his next opponent and 1.5 seconds up the road from his next opponent. So, feeling a little lonely is the Red Bull. And you've got Andre, he's broken away from his teammate. Last time we saw those two were in the same frame. Now you can see Joker just entering frame. The only Ferrari in P9. Set of hard tyres. And then Martin in the second Mercedes. taking up the final point. Of course, if you want to see footage from any one particular driver, let me know in the comment section, and we can get that driver on the broadcast. Sometimes I go through an entire stream and I might miss a driver. So we're constantly looking for the closest gaps. That's why I try and choose what I choose. I go by the gaps and look at the Alpines. Joker now gets by. Andre makes a mistake. And that allows Joker to get by his teammate on the harder tire. That's not ideal. Let's have a look at Andre's Alpine. Any damage to the car? Does not appear to be the case. But Joker is through. Comment section saying, think Andre got kicked. Seems like that car is not ghosting. I didn't see any notification of Andre leaving the session, so maybe just a mistake, running wide. Of course, you lose momentum. Difficult to work up that 1.5 second gap. It's so easy to lose it. Now the two Haas drivers, they swapped positions not so long ago, but Big T stretching his legs. 22.4 seconds, almost said 24 seconds. Could you imagine? 2.4 seconds up the road. Mauri P2 doing all he can to stay with his teammate, but starting to come under pressure. And Aston Martin right behind him. Whistler, 6-lap-old tires. But a different strategy to the two cars ahead, and Mauri into the pits. First of the Haas drivers goes from P2, relinquishes the P2. Now it's Big T, and second best, Whistler. This time round, unlike when the two Haas's were P1 and 2, these cars on very different strategies. Big T, 7-lap-old mediums. His teammate has just pit. Wonder if Big T will respond and pit at the end of this lap, or if he has other plans. And then, of course, Whistler going later on into this race. Strategy that doesn't always work if you have early interruptions in the race, but it seems like they're going to get away with it this time around. Lots of you watching. So good to have all of you here on opening night for Redline Racing. Big T, 3.1 seconds. So since Whistler has gotten into P2, the gap hasn't really grown. It's sort of stabilized. To try and close that gap would be quite difficult because, well, look who's leading. Into the pits. No, it wasn't. Sugar Bear in the background diving into the pits. Starting to see those drivers that started on mediums coming in one by one, starting to get rid of them. Not the leader. The leader stayed on the medium tire. He's staying out on track. Stayed out 2 laps later than his teammate. Doesn't feel a need to stop just yet. Mediums still feel fine. And why should he? Gap still 2.9 seconds. Whistler hasn't been able to make up much ground. Means the mediums and the hards still pretty much matching each other at this point. Big T versus Whistler. Now Skull in P3. Joker Clan. 2 Alpines. They were so close together. Now Joker Clan the leading Alpine, and he's 2.6 seconds up the road from Andre. That might just suggest that Andre starting to have issues with his medium tire. teammate got past and then wasn't able to keep up with him. I wonder if those mediums just going backwards now because all the cars behind him on the hard compound. Maori All Black makes the overtake. As I say, Maori All Black goes past Berry up into P6. He's got 1 lap old hards. And he's going to be all over the back of Andre. Big T, your leader, he didn't catch the pit stop, but he has come into the pits and he's on the exit of the pits. He will emerge in... Oh, how crucial. Comes out in P4. Joker Clan just gets out ahead. I don't think Big T's going to waste much time. We saw what he did into turn 1. He's not going to want to spend too much time behind the Alpine, but if you do get stuck behind the Alpine for a lap or two, you lose an awful amount of time. I said he wasn't going to waste time. Up into P3, gets past Joker Clan. He had the superior grip, and he's still going to have DRS because the activation line was way down the road. Makes the overtake, gets the assistance of DRS to open up the gap, and Joker Clan already 1 second adrift. Having a look at the penalty screen. Berry, 13 seconds worth of penalties. How did he get there? Well, that's a 3-second penalty for multiple corner cutting. And then a 10-second penalty, I presume, for either speeding in the pit lane. If you speed under safety car, that's a drive-through. So that's speeding in the pit lane. And the track infringement, and then track infringements for Top Gun and Chicken Wing, 3 seconds apiece. And as I say it, Chicken Wing, I apologize, that's called commentator's curse. Chicken Wing pops up to 6. Need to saying how long for a pit stop. Of course, it changes from circuit to circuit based on the pit entry and the pit exit. But I'd say probably bank on between 18 to 20 seconds, 18 to 22 seconds, possibly. Circuits like Abu Dhabi with the complicated pit exit, those can take a little longer. Places like Monza, straight in, straight out, tends to be one of the quicker pit stops on the calendar. It's not only about the time you spend stationary, it's about how you enter the pit lane and exit the pit lane and how aggressive you're willing to be. And sometimes if you're too aggressive, well, you pick up a penalty like Berry. Going Skulk as he stops for that brake line we were just speaking of. Big T 129.3 as he takes the lead of the race. Gets restored to the top of the field. Brand new medium tires. And this is going to feel great. Nita saying it feels like forever. Just remember that in today's Formula 1, a 2.5 second pit stop is considered quite average. When I started watching F1 in the 90s, couldn't really say what a good pit stop was, because drivers at the time were allowed to start on whatever fuel they wanted to start on. So if you wanted to start with an extremely heavy car, that means your pit stop would be shorter because you were putting less fuel in. Or if you wanted to start with a very, very light car, well, that means in the opening laps you'd be blisteringly quick, but you'd have a very slow pit stop. Of course, with the elimination of refueling, that is no longer the case. Now it's all about get the tires off, put on a new set, and in some cases it only takes 1.8 seconds. Not sure if McLaren or Red Bull have that record, but they've both done 1.8 seconds. And if you think that feels like forever, try watch a NASCAR pit stop. Or even worse, an endurance pit stop. They basically park the thing up, open the bonnet, and driver just goes into the pits for a toilet break. That's how long it takes. Big T and Maori All Black, 1 and 2, the two Haas drivers. Sugar Bear, P3, Whistler is one of the drivers that went in later. What that means is his tyres are going to be a little bit newer than the drivers around him, and at the end of the race, it could make all the difference. You could have drivers with 1 or 2 laps remaining having their tyres falling off the cliff. And if your tyres are just 3 laps newer, you might get away with it. Berry picks up a 3-second penalty to go with the 13 that he had. Just make sure he hasn't fit to get rid of those. No, he hasn't. So he is up to 16 seconds, a potentially race-breaking penalty. Of course, if he goes for another pit stop, he'll serve that 10 seconds in the pits. If he doesn't go for another pit stop, all 16 seconds will be added on to his race time. Anita saying, I remember the Jody Scheckter days. Fortunately, I don't remember the Jody Scheckter days. Started watching F1 I was a young kid. So I started in 92, but I was really on and off, like real ADD. And I really started watching F1, following it really, really closely in the 94 season. That first season was the season Michael Schumacher won in the final Grand Prix of the year in Australia. A different Australia, not the Albert Park we know. Back then they raced on an Adelaide street circuit. Circuit you'll still find on the Australian V8 supercar calendar. Probably the closest street circuit we would have to Monaco. Very tight, very twisty. And any mistake could be your last. So that was a very controversial championship result, and it's still debated to this day. Michael Schumacher and Damon Hill making contact, both retiring from the race. Schumacher therefore winning the championship by 1 point. Welcome to Cooper in the comment section. So good to have so many of you here. Opening race of Redline Racing on the channel. Been a great race so far. Started with 16 drivers. We've just lost the one driver. That was at the beginning of the race. That triggered a virtual safety car. Wasn't a particularly long virtual safety car. Since then, everybody has stayed in the race. 15 drivers, no safety cars. The weather does look dodgy, but no raindrops have fallen. And the two Haas drivers, what a way to start a season. If they're able to bring these Haas over the line in 1 and 2, that would be amazing. Seems like Big T has this in the bag. 9.2 seconds is the gap. As for his teammate, P2 is definitely not in the bag. Whistler gets past the Haas. I think he did that earlier on into the race. He got into P2. He's back up into P2. Last time he was in P2, Big T was 3 seconds up the road. This time, Big T has tripled that. He's 9 seconds up the road. Haas, Aston Martin, Haas, Williams. Mercedes of Skulk, P5, Pantry Star, P6, Andre. And a set of 6-lap-old medium tyres. I don't think those tyres are going to take him to the end. So still another stop in Andre's future. Berry, with all those penalties. 15-lap-old hards. He's going to be coming into the pits. He will serve 10 of those seconds. Joker now down to P10. Driver we haven't mentioned once in this race, so I do apologize. This is Will. Top of the two McLarens. Currently in P11, just outside the points, but 16 seconds adrift from the top 10, so it's going to take quite some catching if he finishes in the points. But a caution in Sector 3, but I think that's all it is. Moosnam, 13, Virus has made a pit stop. He has come out on a fresh set of hard tyres. Those will take him to the end of the race. And then Chicken Wing at the rear of the field. And that McLaren not having a good day, as McLaren didn't have a good day at Baku. Was going into this weekend's race, Max Verstappen has won the last 2 Grand Prix, but I would be shocked if he was able to go on to win in Singapore. Like I mentioned earlier on, only led 3 laps in his career at Singapore, and it's the only track on the current F1 calendar he's never won at. It's also the track that took away a possible 20 race winning streak. On the other hand, if that Red Bull does manage to win in Singapore, well then everyone's in trouble. An awkward question was asked in the press conference today. They asked Lando Norris, does he think Max Verstappen, what is the percentage, rather, he thinks Max Verstappen has of winning the championship? He said, well, I suppose there is a chance, I don't know, 20, 30%. Then looked over at George Russell, very awkward moment, asked George Russell the same question, and he answered 100%. I don't think Lando liked that. Jan firstly said, I think Virus needs to pit for new tyres. Virus did exactly that, pit for new tyres. Jan saying, make use of those things. Definitely. Just 11 laps remaining in the race. Those hards will take him comfortably to the end of the race. Next car ahead of him is on a set of aging mediums. They should be able to get by very easily, would have the superior grip at this stage in the race. Then the next car, actually the next 3 cars up the field are all on the medium tyre. And Virus up into 13 as Moosnam comes into the pits. Already made up for one position without needing an overtake. Now Big T comes into the pits. 8 laps on the medium tyre. What will he put on now? Does he have a set of soft tyres available? Thought he had a set of soft tyres available, but soft wouldn't go to the end. Puts on a set of hards. That'll be his final stop. Maori also in the pits. Even when you don't double stack, did you guys see that? If you didn't see it, you can go back and look at it. If you pit on the same lap as teammates, that second car always has a slight delay on its turn in. It's pretty strange, and it's happened on multiple games. The second driver never gets the optimal pit stop, even if your teammate was well out of the pits by the time you stopped. Big T led the race for a long, long time. Now he's given up that lead. Whistler, 7-lap old hards. It's on a set of tyres that I think would take him to the end of the race. Would be 17 laps on the hard tyre. I think he will be able to take it to the end, but he's not going to be able to do much when Big T catches up to him. 7 laps the difference in the age of tyres between P1 and P2. Skulk, the driver in P3, also on 7-lap old hard tyres, so same strategy as the leader. Sugar Bear, he's been quietly having a strong race. We haven't seen too much of him on the broadcast, but sitting pretty in P4. New set of hard tyres should take him to the end of the race. Shouldn't have any tyre concerns. So long as he keeps that front wing intact, he shouldn't be visiting his pit lane until after the checkered flag. Riding now with Pantry Star. Right, you guys must just ask in the comment section if you want to see any particular driver, and I'll bring him up on screen as quickly as possible. We are on ultra low latency, so I should get your message pretty quick. If there is a delay, I assure you I'll go to the driver as soon as I read the message. Pantry Star in P6, got a fresh set of hard tyres on the car, 2 laps old. Ahead of him, Maori All Black, 4.1 seconds, also on a new set of hard tyres, so it's going to take a lot of work catching that. Berry picks up what I think is his 3rd penalty. Yes, it is. He's wiped out the 10-second penalty in the pit stop. But he's managed to pick up another 3. That now takes his total up to 9. Big T, fastest lap of the race, 3.4 seconds now behind the leader. Closed that gap. That gap was 7 seconds. He's halved it in a lap and a half. Then Martin, I believe the founder of this very league, in P7, just one, actually, what just happened? 2.9 seconds behind Skulk. We have a caution in Sector 3. Quick look at the track map. I think that's all it is. And it disappears from our screen as quickly as it appeared. 18 of you watching, just the 16 likes. Just the 6 likes, rather. So, if you're enjoying the content, remember to leave a like. Helps the videos in the algorithm. More people get to see it. Spreads the leagues out further. In fact, when you look at the channel analytics, I get some very strange analytics. At our second retirement, that was Chicken Wing. Analytics on SKR suggest that SKR's biggest viewing audience comes from Brazil. And SAFRL's biggest viewing audience comes from Japan. Not quite sure why, because I speak neither Portuguese or Japanese on my streams. Except once, I did a lap in Brazil with Portuguese commentary, and no one knew what I was saying. Joker Clan, 10-second penalty, speeding in the pit lane is such a harsh penalty. In previous iterations of the game, that very penalty was a 5-second penalty. Now being boosted up to a 10-second penalty, and it's so tough. It really just comes down to the drivers being aggressive on the pit entry, trying to cut as much time as possible in their pit stop, and looking for that extra tenth or two. Ends up costing you 10 seconds. 10 seconds that at this late stage in the race could be irreversible. Big T leads the way by 14 seconds. He's all out on his own. Doesn't appear though that way, but those are lapped cars. 23 laps at 29, a 50% distance race. Lapping cars like it's easy. That tends to happen when you get a safety car free race. Many races on this channel so close at the end, but they usually involve safety cars because they bring that field back together multiple times throughout the race, never really allowing the gaps that we see on our screen. 15-second gap for the lead, 10-second gap between 8 and 9, 15-second gap between 10 and 11, 22-second gap between 12 and 13. In a race riddled with safety cars, some viewers don't like it. From the commentary perspective, race riddled with safety cars keeps this field close together right till the end. We had rain in qualifying, none of that drama in the race. Things have been pretty plain sailing. We did have a bit of damage in those opening laps. Things got a bit messy. Didn't see what happened to Chicken Wing. No, Opoki had an issue early on in the race. That activated a virtual safety car. Chicken Wing retired. That did not activate anything. You can see he had 0 laps on the medium tyres, so that suggests he retired in the pit lane. Wonder how that would work out in F1 if you just thought, well, I've had enough. Come into the pits. They put on a fresh set of tyres thinking, what is he doing? And he gets out of the cockpit and says, nah, Toto, I've had enough for today. Quite sure how they'd feel about that. Actually, there's probably 2 drivers that would do that if they got angry enough. Max Verstappen and Fernando Alonso. Imagine Alonso doing that. Brilliant around the outside by Whistler, around Sugar Bear. These two fighting in the closing stages, but Sugar Bear just does not have the tools to defend. 6-lap-old tyres, hard tyres. Still very fresh, they're still in very good condition, but they're no match for 2-lap-old mediums. We have a retirement, we have a caution, but that's all it is. You can see the caution, that's on the main straight, and I think that's a Ferrari that has he retired in the pits? Ferrari seems to be moving, but there's a DNF next to his name, so I'm not sure what's happening with the Ferrari. But Berry has retired, and the yellow flag should disappear shortly. Whistler into the lead of the race as Big T gets cheeky. This is something Max Verstappen in 2022 or 2021 would do, just to have some fun at the end of the race. You can see he's come in, he's put on a brand new set of softs. Got a, oh my goodness, look who's just come out of the pits on lap 25 of 29, and no, I'm not talking about Big T. He timed that perfectly. Safety car, lap 25 of 29. I said it was a race without safety cars. I knew if I'd say safety car, we'd get one, and that's exactly why I did it. Apologies to the drivers, or maybe not. Spike saying Andre got kicked from the session. Let's have a look at the Alpine. Doesn't appear to be ghosting. The Andre is in control of that car. Fortunately for him, it is a full safety car. So even if that car is currently AI, nobody can pass him on circuit. He does have a lap or two to get back in and not lose any positions. Take a quick look at the track map again to make sure it is full safety car conditions, and you can see the safety car there. That's the stationary yellow dot on the track map, so it is a full safety car. Now Sugar Bear comes into the pits. He's going to have to relinquish the lead of the race. This is going to make things very, very interesting at the end of the race. I was complaining about the big gaps. Don't worry about the big gaps. Unfortunately for the cars that have been lapped, the safety car doesn't help you at all. Doesn't let those cars unlap themselves. But look what it's done to the race. Top 5. They're all on a brand new set of soft tires. When we get the restart, any of those 5 drivers, I would say, are very much in play. Big T, Maori All Black, that's the pair of Haas drivers. Then Skulk P3, he's been strong all race. Pantry Star P4. And Sugar Bear P5. No matter if you had a 20-second gap, it all comes down to nothing. Gonna be a few laps to go, and at that restart we're gonna have a 3 or 4 lap sprint race till the end. Cancels out all the hard work we've done before. Even if you thought just a few laps ago, right, this is in the bag, well, changes everything. Sprint race till the end, equal tires for the top 5. The only one out of position there is Andre. Does suggest to me that maybe he was kicked. Martin's still 20 seconds adrift from that Alpine, so I think if Andre was in control of the car, he would have definitely pit by now. Let's see if he does peel off into the pits to get rid of these hard tires. Otherwise, he will be a sitting duck at the restart. And that car has not made a pit stop. Andre stays out on track in P8, and if he is disconnected, the disappointing part is when he gets back in that car, he's gonna have cold, hard tires while everyone else has been prepping their softs. For the time being, and Aston Martin leads the way. Whistler was an Aston Martin, very much looking at a podium position tonight. He has since fallen out of the race, and I believe he was the trigger for the safety car. Still a relatively clean race, just a virtual safety car in the opening stages, and then this full safety car at the end. Seen races riddled with a lot more than that. We wait now for the notification. Safety car in this lap. Where is the notification? All the drivers will be thinking, where is the notification? We want to get going. Of course, the safety car does usually allow up to 3 laps for the field to close up, and if you haven't got there in time, well, it's going to leave you behind. We'll have a few cars trying to catch up to the queue. I think they will be left behind because safety car is in this lap. You can see he's disappeared from our screens. Wouldn't it be nice if that was part of the race circuit? Look at that in the background. Be a crazy corner. Of course, that's the turnpike onto the freeway. That's what they call an off-ramp in the States. A turnpike. Not quite sure why, but That's what it's called. The Americans usually don't make sense. They call petrol gas. And gas is a liquid. So, make sense of that. Speaking of Americans, we might have an American team 1-2 in the States. Of course, the only team on the current F1 roster never to have picked up a podium is the Haas team. What a debut podium they would have if they managed to do it in the United States. Of course, a lot of that shine of being the American team is going to disappear next season. We know Haas is only sort of American. Money is American, but the car is very much built in England. Cadillac team, well, that car is going to be built in North Carolina. It's going to be the first F1 car designed and built in the United States. 27.04 Big T, lap 29 of 29, second lap, or second last lap, going purple. Mauri, he's done enough, I think, to secure second place. Just needs to get the car to the end of the race. Skulk hasn't quite done enough to secure P3. Still got Pantry Star and Sugar Bear very close behind him. How quickly has this race gone by? Maybe not for the viewers, but I can't believe it's lap 29 of 29. So many close gaps now on the final lap. You want to catch them all, but you simply can't. The Alpines go side by side. Andre, does Andre hold on to it? Yes, he does. Somehow, 10-lap old tires. Stays in front. Showing that caution in sector 1 and 3, but I assure you the track is clear. It's just a delay on those warnings. 0.5 of a second is the gap as Big T simply slowed down so that they can get the fancy finish. Or did he make a mistake? Mauri All Black did make up time, and look at the Haas drivers over the line in sequence, and it's Mauri. Mauri takes the victory. And that does bring into question, are the Haas team dipping their toes into conspiracy? What happened there? Where is Flavio Briatore? What have you done? Flavio? No. And will you look at that? Now that is a celebration and a half. Not quite sure how that would go off in real F1. Race winner goes to Mauri All Black. Big T gets the fastest lap. Driver of the day goes to Pantry Star. The most overtakes goes to Joker Clan. And the cleanest driver also going to Big T. Your final results, the two Haas drivers bringing it over the line in 1 and 2. Dream start to the REDLINE Season 2 for the Haas team. Then you got Skulk in P3, Pantry Star P4, Sugar Bear P5, Martin P6, Andre 7, Virus 8, Will 9, and Joker Clan makes up the top 10. No points on the evening for Moosnam P11, oh so close. Then Whistler, he retired. So did Top Gun, Berry, Chicken Wing, and Uppelkey. There we have it, folks. That was your first installment of REDLINE Racing here on NFR. There were a few extra viewers here tonight, so I think there were a few new faces watching the race. So welcome to all of you. I hope to see you again next week when Redline Racing returns. I did bring up the calendar a little bit earlier, but let's bring it up again just so you know where we're heading next. And there we go. Round 2 next week this time will be Montreal, Canada. Of course, the next time I will see you, that is going to be on Sunday at 6 o'clock. That is for SKR. So let's just bring up that SKR calendar so we can see where we're going next. And it's going to be Singapore. So following the F1 calendar. Following the F1 calendar for SKR. So I hope you all enjoyed the stream. I hope you all enjoyed the broadcast. Those of you watching live, for those of you watching after, if it's your first time, remember to subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed the content, remember to leave a like. And I'll leave you a little bit of music before ending the stream. Until Sunday, cheers.
Feel the power at NFR. Burning tracks, driving far. Where the races never end. NFR, our only friend. Deaf Queen, the top supporter scene. In the crowd where speed is keen. NFR, the place to be. Join the race, watch and see.
Red line, it's on tonight. Under the lights, burning so bright. Feel the heat, can you feel it? Can you feel the heat? Oh yeah. Red line racing Thursday night. Thursday night. Red line racing, gonna be alright. Alright. Red line racing, drive. Just drive. Red line racing, love life. Drama, drama on the track. No looking back. Gotta attack. Oh yeah. Feel the heat. Can you feel it? Can you feel the heat? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Red line racing Thursday night. Thursday night. Red line racing, gonna be alright. Alright. Red line racing, drive. You've got a fire burning deep inside, a spark in the dark where your dreams collide. They'll tell you to stop, say the road's too long, but your heart keeps beating to a rebel song. Take a step, don't look below. Every scar's a story, only you will know. The weight of the world can't break your stride. You're carving your name where the stars reside. When the shadows call, when the nights grow cold, you'll find the strength in the tales untold. You can rise to the sky, touch the edge of the flame, write your heart in the light, let the world know your name. but your roots run deep. Every fall you take is a promise you keep. The doubters will fade, their voices will break, 'cause your soul's on fire and it's yours to take. Run through the rain, chase the endless fight. Every dream you claim lights a spark in the night. The horizon's calling, it's yours to claim. A warrior's heart with a fearless flame. When the shadows call, when the nights grow cold, you'll find the strength in the tales untold. You can rise to the sky, touch the edge of the flame, write your heart in the light, let the world know your name. No chains can hold you, no storms too wide. You're a legend in the making when you rise to the sky. Stand tall when the thunder roars, break the locks, kick down the doors. Every step is a battle won, your story's just begun. Oh, let it soar, forevermore, forevermore. You can rise to the sky, touch the edge of the flame, write your heart in the light, let the world know your name. No chains can hold you, no storms too wide. You're a legend in the making when you rise to the sky. So keep on climbing, don't ever slow. The stars are waiting where the brave ones go. You'll rise to the sky. Yeah, you'll rise to the sky. A legend in the making till the end of time.
Are you crazy?